Good morning. I don't know if I've ever done a story where I say good morning from the reading nook, but here we are today. I just put Bo and baby Laura down for a nap and decided to come into the reading nook. So here we are. So last night we gave Jenna her new car for college, and she was so surprised and so grateful, and it was just a night to remember. It was just like so fun. And we're definitely going to remember that forever. It was just, you'll see the videos. You saw most of them probably last night on stories, but I made a few reels that I'll share in a minute, but it was awesome. And so today she is 18 years old, which is crazy that my first baby is 18. It's just mind blowing. Like that's just wild to me. That went really, really fast. And she'll be graduating in a few weeks, and we're just so proud of her. And I'm just on each child's birthday, I always share their birth story. And Jenna's is so incredibly special. They're all special, but Jenna's was incredible. So some of you guys know that, I don't even know how to even say this without just getting right to the point, but when I was 24 weeks pregnant with Jenna, I was attacked by my now ex-husband. He came home and attacked me, and I was pregnant, and I barely got out of the house that night. And I made a decision that night when I was in the police station that I was going to raise this child up, just me and her, and we were going to be fine. And I was so thankful to be alive. And so I was checked out at the hospital and determined that the baby was fine. And I was just so thankful. And then soon after, a friend from high school reached out to me and wanted to make sure that I was okay. And his name was Lucas Bradley. And so we got to know each other. We already knew each other, but we got to know each other again. And we went to lunch, and then we kept in touch for months, just through email, and just he would come see me every once in a while. And after a short time, we realized that we loved each other, and there was like an instant connection. And I had a labor class because I had never delivered a baby before. I didn't know how to do this. And so I told him, I said, I don't want to be the only pregnant lady there at the delivery class that doesn't have a husband there. And I said, could you just go with me? And he was so excited. He was like, yes, I'd love to. And so he went to the delivery class with me. And I remember I was in the bathroom with all the other pregnant ladies, and they were like, your husband is so sweet. He is like so into this, and you can just tell like you guys are so in love. And I was just thinking, if you only knew what I have been through in the last few months, but thank you, you know. And so he was in town, so because he was in medical school and he lived far away, and so he would drive to see me. He happened to be in town the night I went into labor with Jenna, and he drove me to the hospital. And I remember this like it was yesterday. We were going up the exit ramp, and he looked at me and he said, are you ready to be a mama? And he said, are you ready to be a mama today? And I said, I don't think it matters because it's going to happen. I was not ready. I was so scared, and just going through so much. You can't imagine. And I looked at him and I said, are you ready to be a daddy today? And he looked at me and smiled, and he said, I have never been more ready for anything in my whole life. And the love that he had for Jenna before she was even born was something that it took me so long to grasp because it didn't make sense to me. I was like, how does this man love this child who is not even his before she is born? And I've never experienced a love like this myself, let alone this love for this baby. So I went into labor around 8 o'clock at night. We went to the hospital around 10 o'clock at night. I was 4 centimeters when we got there, and they put me in a room, and I did not want an epidural. I wanted no pain medicine, nothing, which looking back on that, like to do a natural delivery for your first baby with my new, technically boyfriend there in the room that we had recently become a thing after going through so much was crazy. But here I was, no pain medicine, going through natural childbirth for the first time. Lucas was right next to me, holding my hand, breathing with me for 6 hours. She was born at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was in so much pain. I was vomiting. I was crying. Like, I'm about to cry thinking about it. It was... It's hard to go there in my mind and like think back to that exact time and not get emotional, because it was extremely emotional. And she was born at a little after 4 a.m. and Lucas was right there the whole time, watching me be a complete hot mess in the delivery room, having a natural childbirth. He held my hand and breathed in and out with me and just focused with me and just was right there the whole time. And she was born, and she let out this cry, and she was like picture perfect. She's always been picture perfect, but she was just this clean, beautiful little baby. And she was 6 pounds, 8 ounces, my smallest baby. And they put her on my chest, and every mom knows what that's like. That moment was like out of this world, like that moment. And they put her on my chest, and I was just like, I'm a mom, like this is my child, like, and it's like this instant love, and like mama bear comes out, it's just like whoa, and Lucas and Jenna and I became a family that day. And the love that he had for her at that moment, but even before she was born, was something that I can't even describe. And it makes me, even to this day, love him so deeply, because he loves her so much. And here we go again. I am a mess. But anyway, after that, it wasn't just like everything was great and we were family and then we had 10 kids and everything's great. It was, we had several extremely hard years where I was afraid for my life. I was in and out of court. There were constant police involvement because of violation of restraining orders. It was extremely scary. I had to go under a witness protection program where my address was hidden. So it was extremely scary. It brought us very, very close. And I know I'm going to be asked, why aren't you scared now? And has he ever seen her and all that? No, the judge ordered no contact because he is extremely dangerous and it would not be in her best interest. But God protected us. God placed us here in Arkansas, where the laws for adoption were much more like in our favor than in Missouri. So all we had to do was basically live there 6 months, and Lucas was then able to finally adopt Jenna when she was almost 4 years old. It took us that long in Missouri to fight this. And even though he had no contact with her, he never saw her, and he was very dangerous, it still took that long. So in Arkansas, it was easy, it was done. And the day that she was legally adopted by Lucas, I was not afraid anymore. I wasn't scared because I'm like, if something happened to me, she is fine. She will be with Lucas and everything is fine. And now today, I am not scared for my life. I just choose not to live that way. But I just choose to not live in fear. I could. Many survivors of domestic abuse do live in fear, and that's like completely understandable. Like I get it. I was there. I get it. But I just choose not to live there because I lived in fear for many years, and I feel like God gave me this platform. He's growing my page, and the reason is not for me. It's because I have a story to tell. And through my life, I hope that I share God's love. And I hope that my life is a testimony to God and to bring awareness to domestic abuse, to bring hope to people who are in situations like this, because it is so much better on the other side of domestic abuse. So there's Jenna's birth story. I can't tell Jenna's birth story without adding a whole lot of that in it so you can understand the context and how powerful it was. And yeah, her birth story is incredible. And Lucas and I were engaged like when she was a month old. We got married when she was 9 months old because we had to wait for all the court stuff to get done. So we were married the next year on Valentine's Day. And then Sam was 9 months after our wedding day, and then Liam and Evie, and here we are. And it all started because of Jenna. Jenna gave me the strength to leave that abusive marriage. Jenna started our family, and without her birth story, without her, like, God had such a plan. What could have been looked at as a mistake, because her pregnancy was a surprise. It was not intended because it would be a terrible home to bring. But every life has a purpose. God doesn't make mistakes. When I found out I was pregnant with Jenna, I was terrified because I knew it was going to be a terrible, terrible situation to bring a child into. And I had walked away from God. I wasn't close to God at that time. My ex asked me to get an abortion, and I didn't actually consider it, but I thought to myself, bringing a child up in this house is going to be so terrible for a child. Like, I could not imagine it, but I knew that going through an abortion was wrong. It was something I could not do. I just couldn't do it, even though I knew that this pregnancy was not planned. But she is proof that God doesn't make mistakes. God has a huge purpose for her life. She is valedictorian of her senior class. She's an incredible part of our family. But God has shown me over and over that He has big, big plans for Jenna. And I've seen it over and over, and I'm excited to be her mom and get a front row seat to that. So anyway, that's her birth story. So today, after quiet time, which is coming to a quick end, we have lots of sports tonight. We've got just everything: basketball, softball, baseball, just everything. And so we will be spending our time at the ball field. And then we might celebrate Jenna a little bit tonight, but she's going to be with her boyfriend, he's wonderful, and they're just the best couple ever. And then we're going to celebrate her Sunday at our house, so with our family, and we're going to have a party for her on Sunday. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful day.
She can kill with a smile, she can wound with her eyes, and she can ruin your faith with her casual lies. And she only reveals what she wants you to see. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman to me. She can lead you to love, she can take you or leave you. She can ask for the truth, but she'll never believe. And she'll take what you give her as long as it's free. Yeah, she steals like a thief, but she's always a woman to me. Oh, she takes care of herself.
We have 2 cats, and in a house with 10 kids, anything that makes life easier is a win. This has honestly been one of our favorite upgrades. This is the Pet Safe, Scoop Free, Smart Spin, Self-Cleaning Litter Box. It literally cleans itself. Every time the cats use it, it spins and moves everything into a sealed bin, so we're not scooping all day. And the odor control is so good, like actually important when you have a busy full house like ours. I also love that it connects to an app so you can track your cat's habits and even their weight, which is so helpful for their health. But my favorite part is just how hands-off it is. It keeps everything clean, fresh, and one less thing for me to think about in a really full season of life. If you have cats, especially in a busy home, this is a game changer. We have 2 cats, and in a house with 10 kids, anything that makes life easier is a win. This has honestly been one of our favorite upgrades. This is the Pet Safe, Scoop Free, Smart Spin, Self-Cleaning Litter Box. It literally cleans itself. Every time the cats use it, it spins and moves everything into a sealed bin, so we're not scooping all day. And the odor control is so good, like actually important when you have a busy full house like ours. I also love that it connects to an app so you can track your cat's habits and even their weight, which is so helpful for their health. But my favorite part is just how hands-off it is. It keeps everything clean, fresh, and one less thing for me to think about in a really full season of life. If you have cats, especially in a busy home, this is a game changer.
Taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some helping heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance.
She can kill with a smile, she can wound with her eyes, and she can ruin your faith with her casual lies. And she only reveals what she wants you to see. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman to me. She can lead you to love, she can take you or leave you. She can ask for the truth, but she'll never believe. And she'll take what you give her as long as it's free. Yeah, she steals like a thief, but she's always a woman to me. Oh, she takes care of herself.
Uncle Matt made chicken fajitas. You see them. They look delicious. And some cakes for Jenna. Her big party is Sunday, her family party, but these will just be for when she gets home from whatever else she's doing today after school. She's going to some baseball games, and then she'll come home and we can have cake later when she gets home.
Go, get it, go. Throw it, hope for back. There you go. Oh, thank you. Get it. Oh, good. Come on, get rebound. Dribble it, girl. Come on, man. Had it, girl. Rebound it.
Yeah. Let's go. Oh, come on, go back.
Go,